389 feet of black aluminum fence, 5 runs, a retaining wall, and Tennessee limestone under every foot of it. I've been building fence for 34 years, and I'm going to show you how this one went in, start to finish. The real thing, rock and all. Now the job starts before a single hole gets dug. It starts right here at the truck. Every panel, every post, every bag of concrete, it all gets counted and checked against the drawing before we touch the ground. You know why? Because the supplier's 50 miles away. You come up one post short out here, that's a half a day gone. And here's the part nobody puts in the brochure. That fence don't walk itself up the hill. Every post, every panel, carried by hand, one trip at a time. My daddy had me digging ditches when I was 5 years old. So this right here, this is just Monday. All right. Now this is what Tennessee gives you about 2 foot down. Solid shelf limestone, laying under that yard like a sidewalk somebody buried. A lot of fence companies hit this and they'll shortcut it. Set the post shallow, pour a little crete on top, and pray. We don't pray over posts. We break rock. Jackhammer, rock drill, no place out here for tenderfoots. We don't stop until that hole's as deep as it's supposed to be, because a fence is only as honest as what's under. The more input you put in this challenge, the bigger your discount becomes. Now every post gets a proper hole, and I mean proper. Depth matters more than anything you can see from the street. The pretty part of a fence, that's the top. The part that keeps it pretty for 20 years, that's the bottom. You know, I've torn out a lot of fences in 34 years, and every one of them died from the same problem, a shallow footer. And now she gets her boots poured. Every post set in concrete, not dry pack, not tamped dirt, concrete. We check plumb twice while she's wet because concrete don't give you a do-over. That post right there is going to be standing straight when my grandkids are driving past this yard. That's not a sales line. That's just how we done it for 34 years. Now here's where a fence becomes a clean-cut fence. The lines. We run string, we check grade, and every panel racks with that hill so the top of this fence flows like water. No stair steps, no gaps under the bottom rail big enough for a dog to slip through. You know, anybody can put posts in the ground. Well, making 5 runs on a Tennessee hillside look like one smooth line. That's the trick. Now, look at this one picture, because this right here is the whole trade in a single shot. That's a 4-foot retaining wall, and the fence had to come down off that wall step by step and tie into the house on the other side, with the gates landing right where they belong. She just steps down and walks over to that house like she was always there. That don't happen by accident. That happens on the layout, before the first hole ever got dug. And around the other side of the house, we had a different problem. You see that water? That picture was taken the day before we started this fence. All that mountain country behind the yard funnels down into a valley, and that valley drains right along this fence line. You can't block a ditch. Water's going to win that fight every time. I don't care whose fence it is. So we worked the fence line, and that single gate around it, kept the swing clean, kept the water moving, kept the yard closed up tight. That's the stuff nobody sees when they drive by. But it's the difference between a fence that works and a fence that's a headache. And there she is, 389 feet, 5 runs, 1 retaining wall, and a whole lot of broke rock, all flowing like it grew there. Now I could tell you it turned out good, but I'd rather let Miss Shari tell you. 5 stars on Google, and I'm going to read you her words, not mine. We couldn't be happier with the new aluminum fence. Wonderful job from start to finish, with great attention to detail. and the part that means the most to an old fence builder. Excellent quality at such an affordable price. That right there is the whole business in one sentence. I'm John with Clean Cut Fence and Gate, Middle Tennessee. 34 years. If you want a fence that earns a review like that, the link's right down below. Come see us.